Hi and welcome. My name is 1xeach and I'm an idiot. Why am I an idiot, you might ask? Because in my last video I was talking about the X series and everything that's going on in the X universe, but I completely forgot to tell you about the races. I kind of named the enemies and the old ones, but I didn't tell you about the races you actually encounter when you play. So let me remedy this mistake right now. So there's 4 races. There's the Argans, which I told you a little bit about. They are the descendants of the Terran fleet that was stranded in Alpha Centauri, and they are kind of the average race. They're not too war-friendly, they don't trade that much like the other race, the Tiladi. They name their ships and their stations pretty commonly, like you'd expect from any other human race. And then there are the Split, which are the war race. All they kind of want to do is war. Their ships are pretty quick and have lots of strong weapons, even though they might not be able to contain that fire for a long period of time. They usually lack in shields, which makes them ideal, I guess, for attacking and then retreating. They don't have that much cargo like other races, and their civilization is organized in dynasties and families, and usually the sectors are called like some family that is in charge of a cluster of sectors. And they're the enemies of the Borons, which are kind of a fish-like race. Their ships are called after creatures in the sea, or actually they're probably not fish-like, more like squids, I guess, or octopuses. And they are a very friendly race. They don't trade as much as the Tiladi, but they are overall pretty friendly. They are a kingdom, I guess, with a queen as the head of state, I guess you would call it. And their ships tend to be pretty cool looking, not very strong though. They are pretty quick, but don't have many weapons or strong shields. Can't carry much cargo. They are a cool kind of race ship-wise, but nothing special. Except for the ion weapons, which are the best weapon to take down shields. And then we have, of course, the Terrans, which are just your standard humans. They are very far advanced. Their ships tend to be a lot stronger than the ships of the other races, and they tend to keep to themselves. They don't want to interact too much, at least in the games we've played so far, with the races of the Commonwealth. They also used to have a completely different ecosystem. They had different stations, different products they traded with, but I'm not sure how this is going to be in X Rebirth now. But they used to be pretty special, especially since they only joined the game in, was it Terran Conflict, I guess it was, maybe at the end of X3. But they're just the standard human race, much like the Argans for the Commonwealth side. And so then we have the Paranids, who are a very religious race. They're insects, I think, and they have the best ships in the X universe, aside from the Terran ships for the last few games, or for the last 2 games, that is. And they kind of have an alliance with the Split, I guess, traditionally. They also trade with the Borons, with the Argans. It's a kind of a cold relationship. Yeah, they do trade, but if you start as an Argan, you usually have to try a little bit to get access to their shipyards and buy their ships. But their ships are the best ones usually. They're very fast, very powerful, have strong shields. Sometimes the little smaller frigates even have a hangar in them. So if you were looking for a strong ship, you usually will find it from the Paranids side of things. And finally we have my favorite race, the Tiladi. They are reptilians, and they are completely oriented to make profit. That's all they really care about. If there's war in between the Commonwealth, or if there is conflict, they usually take a neutral stand and they just want to make profit. They also have pretty good relations to pirates, and their ships tend to be pretty weak, I'd say. they're slow, they can't maneuver well. They have pretty strong shields actually, if I think about it. Their weapons are usually not as good, but they have huge cargo bays, and that makes them pretty good for transporting, for example, missiles if you want to restock your fleet quickly, or if you want to trade. And I just like them because I like to trade in the beginning of the game, and I just fly around, find good offers and sell. I just like flying around in a big ass ship and being able to transport lots of wares. And in the Commonwealth, I think they have good relations to every other civilization. They don't really fight wars. They get along pretty well. And they usually name their ships after birds, at least in German they do. So if you wanted to be a trader, at least in the beginning of the game, you usually took a Tiladi ship because you could transport lots of wares. But for fighting, nah, there's better choices. So with that being said, I don't even think it matters very much, because in the new X Rebirth, you're not going to be able to fly any other ships. You're just going to have your Skunk, or whatever it's called, Albion Pride or whatever. So I guess the knowledge of the ships is going to be good if you know who you're up against and what you have to expect. I mean, if you're fighting in Tiladi, you're not going to be too scared. But a Paranids Interceptor? Yeah, be good if you know that this is a strong ship. I don't know what I think about the one ship system. I think I'm not a big fan, but I also kind of think that in the first part in X Beyond the Frontier, it didn't hurt to just have one ship. But I mean, that was back in the day, and today you kind of need the versatility of having more ships. But we'll see. I don't know. I can also imagine that it's fine to have just one ship. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into this. I'm sorry. I'm getting on a rant here right now. So, anyways, I think that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.